Okay, looks like we're live. Hello, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. I don't see anybody in chat yet. Well, let me make sure I've got the right chat. Yes, I do have the right chat. So I hope everybody's doing really well today. Um, I'm not sure what we're going to do other than just goof off today. So that's kind of the plan I had since I couldn't have thought to do anything specific anyways. So
Yeah. Well, I think that was kind of our plan for this week anyway.
yeah. So I don't
Hi,
know what that
Candy.
is, but that's really cool. Hi, Cindy and Mindy.
Well,
Oh,
this
then
is
there.
my that book I put together,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh, so you
on
worked on the
Thursday
cover.
when you were unavailable, I just went ahead and decorated it.
Ah, okay. See, I didn't get to watch. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Karen. Hi,
Yeah.
Mina. I
So
didn't
this
get
is
I haven't watched anything yet. Um, as a matter of fact, um, not too long after I left the computer and went to watch on my phone last night, we lost the internet for a little while. I mean, it came back on, but it's
yeah.
doing that kind of thing. If you guys could see the polls down, you'd understand why. I'm not sure if Mom's even got TV back yet. So
Hi, Mindy and Sherry and Mina and Karen. It's good to see you all.
I hunted
We're
everywhere. I know I have one of those erasers like Jean was talking about. Do you think I can find that puppy? They're not really erasers. They're actually little,
the degummer thing.
yes, degummers, and I can't find it. I'm just, makes me irritable because I know I probably have a couple of them. But I
Like
looked in the
this.
off. Yes, yes, those are fabulous. She said to use those to take the glue off when you've used your glue stick and it's over.
I need to keep mine out here because I don't think about it until somebody mentions it.
Mhm.
Hi, Nashua. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're all here. Yes, we're excited Tanya's back.
Thanks,
Yay!
Nigel. Hi, Journey. Yeah,
Hi, Journey.
I'm glad I'm back too. So we're just kind of doing a lazy day today because Jeff had a eye doctor's appointment. Um, I'm just hoping that my tooth stays as well as it is for right now because my appointment's not till Monday. I'm looking for something, but I can't remember what it was I'm looking for. Yay! Hi,
Well, I
Barbara.
hope it stays good too.
Yeah. So hold on just a minute. Everything okay, Jeff? Okay.
Well, I'm just
Okay, but
putting some of these things I made as samples when I was doing the lap book, and I'm just sticking them in.
mhm.
This one's definitely going to need to be inked because over here it's just white. It's just part of a jelly print.
Mhm.
And these tags are really too big, so I probably need to get some of my scrappy stuff out of that box and make some new
Smaller
tags
ones.
that are smaller.
Yeah.
And then I can do something else with these. These are an okay size. These are tags that I made.
I'll be right back.
Um, Go ahead. These are tags when I was doing some
Yeah.
acrylic paint pouring, I dipped these in the paint that I poured, and so I hadn't used them for anything, so I used them as examples in this, and I think I'm going to leave them there. I like them there, but these are not. They're too big. They look funny. I do think I need to do a little bit. Maybe I should have done a little more decorating on these pockets. I didn't because it was just a sample. But if I'm going to stick them in this book, I might want to do a little bit. But because they're stacked on top of each other, it won't be as easy to do. Anyway, I'm gonna play with that some today, and let's go ahead and um, get these out. These I did on the jelly plate, and I like them. They're just too big for those pockets, so we'll put them in the box and use them for something else. Hi Janet. Hi Barbara. I'm glad y'all are here. Tanya had to run get something, so she'll be back. Trying to decide what I want to do.
Okay, guys. Sorry, he came in just as I was. He just came in. So.
That's all right. I'm going to decorate these pockets first, and then I'll put them in here. I think that's better. That way I don't have to contend with all of this while I'm doing it.
Okay. Hi, Janet. And if I missed anybody while I was gone off, hello, hello. Okay, we are going to try. I was thinking I had a brown Stabilo pencil, but apparently I don't. So that I'm going to have to put that on my let's order it thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that too because I cannot find any of my Stabilo pencils. I had a brown one, a black one, and a green one, and I love them all. And
you can't
they
find them?
were probably all someplace together. I looked in my watercolor pencils. I looked in my my regular colored pencils. I don't know. I looked here under in all this mess in this little drawer thingy, which is where I used to keep them. So that's where I expected them to be, but they're not there. So
okay.
Well, anyway, I will
that
be
kind of
ordering
thing
them
seems
too.
to be happening lately. So
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hi, Clint. Welcome. I don't believe you've been in one of our live streams. Live streams before.
Hello, Clint. We're glad to have you here.
Did Hannah use them, Lisa?
No, I don't think so because she has the Inktense pencils, and when she wants something water soluble, that's what she uses.
Okay, and Journey asked you a question. I meant to ask you, did you like the Turkish spindle you took on your trip?
I do like it mostly. And the thing I don't like about it is the thing I don't like about Turkish spindles. But of the ones that I've used, I really love this one. But let me get it real quick if I can remember where I put it and show you what I don't like about it. I know it's out here somewhere. I say that, but I think I'm wrong. I think it's in the house. Well, Tanya, you visit with everybody. I'm going to run get it real quick.
Okay, I have 2 browns in my Inktense, and I was trying to decide which one I liked better to do the edges. I'm not gonna be happy with either of them. I don't think. I think we're going to have to do a mixture, which we can do. We can do. So here's the. Yes, Janet, thank you. Please do give Lisa a thumbs up. You have Wi-Fi 500 megabytes per day per device. That's not a lot, Julie. Yeah, it's not a that's like your email and texts maybe. Clint, my YouTube name is Tanya McGuire. I can't even type in chat. Could somebody type Tanya McGuire for him? Do me a favor and do that. Unfortunately, Clint, we're in StreamYard, and because I'm the guest in StreamYard, I cannot type. Lisa, could you just type my name for Clint when you get a chance? Oh, she couldn't hear me.
I just now got my headphones on. What'd you say?
I said, could you type my name for Clint? He asked about my YouTube channel. Mina just typed it, Clint. It's just Tanya McGuire, just like that. That's my YouTube name.
Here, I'll go in and get a link. And
okay. One of the things that they need to fix in StreamYard is allowing um, the guests to type in chat. And Janet's
Yeah.
getting my piano. Thank you, Janet,
Oh,
dear.
okay. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, I understand some reasons why they might not, because some people do have guests on their show they don't know, and they don't know if they can trust them or not.
Well,
But
yeah,
you ought to be able to give that ability to your guest.
right.
It may not
Well,
need to be there just there, but you need to be able to give it to them.
the fact that, anybody else can type in chat,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's just and I'm sure, that it's StreamYard is still real new. So, and Clint, just for information purposes, Lisa and I usually do projects. Oh, where's mine? Every month together on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Hi, Susie.
Sometimes they take more than a month. This is the project we did last time. It was a tag book, and it took a month and a half, I would say, to finish it, and we got finished up early. So what we're doing now is hi Teresa and Susie, is goofing off. We're just using up our scraps, going through our scrap bins, and making something. So is it next week we start something new, Lisa?
Yeah,
guys.
next week.
Okay, I will tell you that with the hurricane and everything that's going on, I have no idea. I'm barely able to keep up to which day it is. I'm like, oh.
Well, we
So
could wait till the next week if you want to. If if you haven't got a book or anything and you don't want to.
I'll find something. I've been looking the last couple of days. When I went in the laundry, I did 4 loads of laundry yesterday because everything was a disaster, around here. So when I go in there, I've been looking for the book I want, and I can't find it, but it's there somewhere. And if I don't find it, I'll do something different. But
Yeah. Well, I can't find one of the ones I'm wanting to work in. So, and I'm very frustrated by that because it's the book I've wanted to do since I first decided I wanted to do that.
thank you, Clint. Just for information purposes, Lisa put up a video of we try to do like an information video of what our next project is, and Lisa's already done that. We're going to do a carved book or a what else might you call that besides carved?
I don't know. You see them under listed under book art.
Yes.
But carved books is the most common terminology.
Yeah.
Although carved books can mean a lot of different things. It doesn't mean
right.
just what we're doing. So
well, and
it's kind of a generic term for all the things you do when you cut up a book.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really more of an art book than say a handmade book or
Hi Julie. Hi Sharon. We're glad you're here.
Like that. This next time. And then the tag book wasn't necessarily a junk journal or an art, or it was more of an art book, an artist's book.
Yeah. Well, quite a few of the ones we've done are that way.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're books that once we finish them, they're done, and they're just pretty to look at. So,
hi Sharon.
I do want to go ahead and show Journey. This is the Turkish spindle.
Do you want to make yourself big so you can see both hands?
I guess so. That's probably a good idea.
So. You guess so.
I don't like being big. No, I don't really mind. I just don't think about it. I don't think about it being helpful. Okay. The good thing about Turkish spindles is you wind them a very specific way so that when you're finished, you can pull this whole thing off of the spindle. And well, actually, you pull it up this way, but you pull it off the spindle and pull out these arms, and then you have a ball that you can pull from the inside and from the outside, and that way you can ply this ball with itself and ply it together easily. So you don't have to wind it off onto something else. That is the good thing about the Turkish spindle. The bad thing about the Turkish spindle is that when you're winding it, you have to go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down to wind it on. So it takes a lot longer to wind it as you go, and you kind of have to develop a rhythm to do that. Um, Hi, Juanita. I'm glad to see you here. So,
And hello, Deb. And
anyway,
Monica.
it takes, go ahead. What?
But Deb's here too.
Oh, hi, Deb. I think that's a great plan, Deb. Be sure to share your pictures so we can watch your tangent. I love it when people go on tangents.
Me too.
Anyway, that's the thing that's hard about it. But because you take that extra time when you're winding it on here, you're saving yourself a step. So in the long run, it probably really doesn't take longer. It's just not as quick and easy as winding on a cop on a regular spindle. And I may do a video sometime and show spinning on it so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not in a setup to do that right now. But this is the little bit that I got done on that trip. I was too tired to think about it too much and do a whole lot while we were there. But we did do some. I probably did it, a few minutes a couple of different days. But hi, Lisa. It's so good to see you. We're glad you're here. And anyway, I do like spinning it. It's well balanced. It spins nicely. It's just winding it on takes a little more effort than what I'm used to. And so I kind of have to get used to that. But I
don't know
think I
that we
will
said
enjoy
hello
it.
to Julie either. Hi, Julie.
No. Hey,
And
Julie.
Lisa.
Good to see you. It is a nice spindle. And this one is cedar. And so it's real pretty too. And the person who made it, they did a really good job. We bought these off of Etsy. Hannah chose them. And then she got one that's more mahogany color. And I got one that was just the cedar varnished. So anyway, I think I'll enjoy it. I do need to get back into doing some more spinning. So I've been kind of, it's a little harder on my back spinning and weaving are than doing paperwork. And so I don't do them as much as I would like to because of that. But anyway, I need to do more of it so I can strengthen my back where it doesn't hurt so much. But anyway, this fiber is it's something I got from, I don't know if you can see the colors in it. I got it from Paradise Fibers. And it's a blend. It's merino wool. Let me get another one you can see better. I got 4 different colorways because they all go well together. But this one's real easy to see all the different colors in it.
Oh, that is pretty.
There's even just a little tiny hint of Angelina in there, which is, I don't think that belongs now that I think about it, because I don't remember seeing that in, I don't see any of it anywhere else. That just must have, maybe I got this bag that I had something else in it when I put it in this bag. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's really pretty. This one's called Sandalwood. And I got 4 different ones. And you can, okay, just a second. I forgot who asked that question. Let me go back to my Deb. I do sometimes roll it off of my leg to spin when I'm spinning drop, with a drop spindle, because it is easy to get it started that way. I don't do it all the time, but I do roll it off my leg some. I don't roll it on my leg as I'm spinning like you would a Navajo spindle. The Navajo spindle, you just keep it against your leg and you roll it the whole time on your leg. It's a completely different way of spinning. It does the same thing. It's just a different technique. And I don't do a lot with the Navajo spindle, but So I usually let mine drop, let it hang, spin it suspended. It's called a suspended spindle, and I usually spin them that way. Now the that Turkish spindle, you can't roll it off your leg to start it spinning. You have to twist it with your fingers, to get it going. So anyway, it depends on the spindle.
We've had quite a few people come in. Andrea and Teresa, and I'm not sure who else came in. Julie's here. Anyways, guys, if we miss saying hi, hello, we're really glad you're here.
Yes, we
Um,
are. Very glad.
we just miss saying hi. So
Excuse me, I'm going to mute for a second.
uh-huh.
Let me put us back.
Okay. That the smoke is getting Lisa something fierce right now. So that's she has to mute every so often.
And that's ridiculous because,
Uh,
well, I think it's partially also ragweed, but you can't even see the smoke today. You do see that the sky is not blue, so I know it's there, but you know, it makes me feel like a whiner when I complain about it because I mean, all the people between me and here in California, I know
yeah.
it's worse for all of them, but anyway, it like comes over the mountains and then comes down and settles where we are for a little bit. But we have enough wind to, kind of blow it on away. So they said it's supposed to be better this week because the wind will be up again. And
That's
so I will be grateful for the wind this week.
well, we were in Nebraska or South Dakota when the volcano blew in Oregon,
Yeah.
in Washington. Where was
Washington.
it's
Yeah.
in Washington? Okay, and the ash and stuff from there was clear over into South Dakota and or Nebraska, whichever one we were in. And they're quite a bit to the east. I can't
Yeah.
remember where exactly
They,
we were
we
happening.
had 100-year flood. Oh, right after that. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember how long it was after it, but they said that was directly related to that volcano.
Yeah.
It changed the weather patterns and everything enough that we got that 100-year flood that it went through Powder Canyon and stranded people and completely tore out campsites, and it really devastated it down there.
Mm.
But anyway, we left town to go on a trip, actually going to California right after that happened. So we weren't here to see all the stuff that happened to Powder Canyon. But when we came back and went down there, it was horrible. So
Well,
yeah, one bad weather thing, it can affect, way further on across the country than just where it's happening.
yeah,
The devastation's just different.
yeah. Well, last Tuesday when we were on here, Jeff had filled the cars. He got the gas tanks full. I didn't even go get Mom because we really didn't expect it to be all that bad. We expected an awful lot of rain, and he had prepped for things flooding here because we do. We shouldn't, but we do. And then that puppy decided to come further east, and the thing of it was is it took so long to go through. I mean, at 6 o'clock in the morning, we were just getting the eye. Well, we were still getting the eye close to 10 o'clock that day. And it just dumped and dumped and dumped. So our big crepe myrtle, we were standing here at the window, watched it go over.
Oh,
There's
that
another
was sad.
there's another crepe myrtle in the back's gone. I think he said 6 more trees back there that have to come down. Um, I hate to say this because it did get somebody else's house, but there was a gigantic oak tree. I mean, probably 100 foot up in the air. Went between 2 houses, but it got the floor to the room on the 3rd house. So,
Oh, goodness.
but it didn't come our direction because if it had come our direction, it had taken out his big shed and possibly part of the house. So. And Escambia County had almost 100% customers without power. We have 153,000 plus customers for electricity, and only 4,000 of them had power the next morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I've been watching it. It was pretty nasty.
That's about as close to total as you can get
Yeah.
without actually being total.
Thanks, Deb. Um, well, and Jeff's brother's power went out, but came right back on. It didn't stay out for long. Uh, he was only without power for a couple of hours, so he was one of those 4,000 that they counted as having their power.
Because he
So,
only lost it for a little bit.
yeah, because it came right back on. But if you could see the trees, and the thing of it is it wasn't so much wind; it was water. We lost trees because of water, not so much because of wind. Um, just like the crepe myrtle. Well, the crepe myrtle was standing in 14 inches of water Wednesday morning.
Wow.
We watched the water come up the steps. We only had about 8 inches before it would have been in the house.
Well, I'm glad you had that 8 inches.
Yeah, we are too. Oh, it was an interesting day. And then of course I had to go fetch Mom. There was no two ways about it. So, and Jeff couldn't really leave the house because he's trying to get generators. Okay, we've got 3 generators, right? One in the camper, and he's got a big generator that can possibly run the whole house. However, all we really needed it for was the refrigerator. And then we have a little generator that was Mom's. Okay, camper worked real well. Not a problem. The big generator and the little generator, neither one would run.
Oh dear.
Okay, and 2 weeks ago, he tested them all, ran them all 2 weeks ago, right? So I said, okay. Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks ago they were fine, and when
Yep.
you need them, they're not.
And they're not. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, the brown looks pretty good for the.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a combination. My set of 12 has. Oops. Okay, one that's called bark, and one that's called baked earth. The baked earth was a little red, the bark was a little dark, so I did sort of a combination of them. And I'm thinking they look pretty good.
I was Hannah and I were at Hobby Lobby, and I was talking about wishing they had Stabilo pencils because I couldn't find mine. And she said, well, here's a 12 set of the Derwent 12-piece set of the Derwent Inktense pencils, and Mama, these are all the colors you'll need. These are the best colors in the whole thing.
Yeah, they're I
And
wish
so I was
had
like, well,
the
okay.
24. You know, there when we were coloring and stuff, I wish I had the 24s.
Yeah.
But
anyway, she was just showing me all the colors that would be good for what you're doing right now, and she was
oh
right.
yeah.
A lot of perfect colors for that. So
Oh yeah, there's a real nice navy blue. The one thing though, there is no black in this set, I don't think. Yeah, there is. There's an ink black. There's an ink black, so okay. All right, so let's get some water out of there. The tip of this brush is totally decided it's never going to be clean again.
never again.
Never again. They keep the dangle. Julie's making dangle.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, Teresa. I was born.
Whatever this came off of, it cost me 49 cents.
Mm,
But I don't know what it came
That
off
was
of.
pricey.
Yeah.
Hi, Gertie.
Hi, Gertie. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, so one of the things I'm really not happy with in here is this glue. I use the glue stick and I don't like it. So, and I can't find that thing like Jean was talking about. So let's. So I'm trying just a plain eraser, but it doesn't work very good. So I'm going to have to do something different. I guess it's going to have some lace in it. That's just all there is to it. I guess we'll have to put some lace on it.
Oh, shoot.
Aww. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but we also need to ink. Oh, we need to ink those too. Because, didn't think about that. And of
I was
course,
thinking about, we talked about next year, doing projects out of the stuff that we have.
mm-hmm.
Um, and were we talking about just each doing whatever project we're wanting to do and just doing them at the same time?
Well, that's kind of what we were kind of talking about that day. You know, what we could do is some planned projects like, okay, let's get out some 12 by 12 scrapbook paper and make things with those. Or, that kind of stuff. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking because I thought maybe we could do at least 1 month of, oh crud, that's the wrong pencil.
Uh-oh.
Not a
Deb,
big
I'm
deal.
going to make some tags to go in these pockets because the ones I had in here were too big. And so I'm just putting this scrap of my roll-off paper for jelly plating onto this, and then I'm going to cut it into tags. Clint, we have Facebook groups where everybody shows their work, and that's a good place to show what you're doing.
Well, and we've been wanting to do Barbara's been wanting to come on too, so maybe we ought to have a day and take maybe a day and hi Gigi and do that. Invite different guests for each, like, for a while or something.
Yeah. Well, and we can do that while, especially next year when we're just working on projects.
Yeah.
Then they could work on whatever projects they want. So we'll work into that, Clint. We sure will.
That would be a good idea. Uh-huh.
We'll have to behind the scenes talk about when would be a good time.
Yeah. And not right now.
Yeah, well, Tanya's struggling with all her stuff is not a good time, but we will
my
put you on the
struggles are
list.
not as bad as some, but it just.
But if you'll join our Facebook groups, Clint, then we can find you when we're ready to do that. Because we can't find you, we won't be able to find you otherwise very easily. So, Janet, could you put in our Facebook groups? Oh, Teresa's already put in my group. Anyway, we want to be able to find you when we're ready to do that, Clint. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And we do like having people come on with us. In most cases, sometimes it's not a good time, but the idea is a great one. And
Well, and Clint, Lisa and I, we stream together on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. But we also do our own streams. Mine is on Sunday at noon. And Lisa's is on Monday night. And are you going to go to 6 o'clock, hon?
I think I am.
Okay.
I think I like starting earlier, and then if I leave early, I don't feel bad.
Okay.
I know. I asked the first time I did that if it was a problem for anybody, and nobody said it was a problem. So,
Okay.
I mean, the only real problem is that if you can't be in at 6, then you might miss whatever I'm doing at the beginning. But that that you can always watch the replay. That's what people have to do that all the time anyway.
Okay. Well, Clint, Clint does not have Facebook. In both
Oh,
my
okay.
comments and not comments, descriptions and Lisa's description. I don't know if she got it put on here today, but we usually have our emails in there. So email us.
Yeah, I don't
At
put
least
it on
one of
these
us.
videos. I just don't think about doing that. But I do have it on most of my other videos.
Okay.
I have
So we need
my
some ink.
my email.
Okay. All right, Miss Lisa. Since I promised to send this one to you, do we want sepia ink or coffee ink?
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Sepia.
There you go. She just pulls it out. She doesn't even need me to say it.
It's fine. I already know that. Yeah. Well, not only that I kind of like it because it's a contrasty color to the pencil I just used.
Yeah, yeah. I think that looks good too.
So it's. Oh, I have to.
That's okay, Clint. We understand about Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm not a terribly big fan of it myself, except for the art groups.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I really like about Facebook. But I sure understand. I understand being hesitant about it. It took me a long time to get on it myself. So, but we can contact you if you'll email us. We can contact you that way.
Oh, I was going to show you. Just I need to put it down and just pick it up, see if it's dry enough to show. Remember I had a little issue with the fact that I had pieces that were coming up, and I was afraid to. This morning I went ahead and took a chance, and I Mod Podged this, and it did it fine. I just was
it
really
looks great.
It's not quite dry. It's got some thickness right there. I was really careful not to run my brush back and forth too many times.
Yeah.
So when it dries, it will be actually ready to put paper inside of. So
and you did that this morning?
I Mod Podged it this morning, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like I need to glue that piece better, but it worked okay. I was pleased that it didn't get all messy. So, and I finished the decoration up on this piece so that when I get finished with this creamy piece or get to a spot where I have to stop on the creamy piece, that I can do something with that. Like when I have glued something and I have to wait for the glue to dry.
Yeah.
Whatever the heck that is, it's gorgeous. Thank you, Andrea. It is it's one of these. It's 2 envelopes put together, and it's going to be the cover of like a journal. And this one was a piece of wallpaper that I put just scraps. That was what we were doing. We were using up scraps out of our scrap bin, and I just put scraps all over it, and then I decorated it. So that's kind of what this is, only it's more in the creamy colors.
It's really cool because it looks equally good, vintagey or boho kind of.
Yeah.
And some things don't, but
yeah.
it definitely does.
And now this was it's kind of based on how the way Jean Peter does her collaging that she
Yeah.
does. That's what I was working with, is what she had done, and I just loved it. So
Yeah, I love what she does too.
yeah. Now she uses a lot of color in her doodling, and I don't, but I had a lot of color in my papers, so it was fine.
Right. Well, and the color papers with the black and white doodling is perfect.
Yeah, I always like that. So
Okay. Okay, I think I need to let that set a little bit before I cut it, since I just glued it down, because otherwise it could tear the glue.
oh, okay, that would work. Thank you, Julie, because I didn't see that. Yes, kind of a
That's
traveler's
wonderful.
notebook. That's
Yeah,
awesome, Chris.
just send them. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you. Um, what was I reading? Where'd it go? Teresa's question. Yes, it's a little bit different size than a traveler's notebook, um, Teresa, but it's very, very close. So, because I used envelopes and they have different sizes, they'll be slightly different sizes, but it's very close to traveler's notebook size. And I think what I'm going to do is sew the papers in, and then I'm going to send this one to Lisa, but because, she asked.
Because I was greedy and I said, send it to me.
No, that's because she just she never says things like that. So, I have to. But on the bright colored ones, I have a second one started on those. Just a minute. Now let me finish this right here, and so I can put the ink up. And the second one, I made with circles. So I can't fold this one up yet. Okay. But this one is the same basic concept. Hasn't been finished on the inside yet. And I made it all with circles. It's just 2 envelopes put together. Well, if I make a bunch of these in all these bright colors, it would be cool to put them in another book. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. So, and I had a lot of...
When you send us those emails, put a link to your channel in there so that we can link it with your pictures in our Facebook groups. That way it'll be easy for people to find you.
But it'll also be easy for me to find you that's another thing that YouTube has done, guys, that really irritates me, is that they took away go to channel, because you can't just click on somebody now and go to channel.
And that was really handy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. I'm going to go live on 2nd. Oh, well, let me look and see, Clint.
What time on the 2nd? I'm trying to think what day the 2nd is.
I don't know. What day is that?
I think it's Friday, because we were talking about streaming on the 1st.
Okay. All right. Well, I can look to see what we've got going on and what time. Did Tanya get yet? I heard Miss Hannah. She sneaked in there.
She was just checking to make sure you made it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Did you finish cutting your piece out of that quilt?
No, not yet.
Well, go cut it and then bring your piece here so I can show them, because I don't want to have to bring the whole quilt out here to show them.
Okay.
Hi, Karen Sue. Friday. Okay, the second is a Friday.
It is a Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Okay. Well, I don't like this glue, so we got to do something about the glue. That irritates me, but that's the way it works. So, um, I could, I guess, make that. What I could do is use my pencils and make that all shaded in there, but I don't think I like that idea. So, I'm going to have to find a different one. Which, since my junk is still sitting here from our tag book, I'm thinking about this. We'll see if Lisa likes this.
Oh yes, that's beautiful.
Okay, well, I'm thinking I will put it down at the top and the bottom and leave it as a little bit of a tuck spot.
Sounds cool to me.
All right. Well, that was easy now, wasn't it?
Yeah. Um, I went to an estate sale, and I bought an old double wedding ring quilt that is
Ooh.
in horrible condition. I mean, the edges are ratty. It looks like moths got to it or dogs got to it or something. But and there's nowhere in this quilt that's beautiful and in good enough shape that you could use it as a quilt, because even
Mhm.
all the little pieces, and they're little pieces about this big,
Yeah.
are worn,
Yeah.
but it
Mhm.
was hand pieced and hand quilted by the lady's husband's mother, I think.
Ooh.
Anyway, it was so sad because at this estate sale, they just had this quilt just thrown over in a corner, and there was a little note on the floor underneath it. It was just wadded up over there.
Oh.
And it just made me so sad. And I thought, well, if I can afford this thing, I'm going to buy it because it needs to be loved some. And they obviously don't love it. So anyway, so they sold it to me for $15.
They quilted flower shapes into the little squares in the middle.
Yes.
Thank you, Holly. Make
Just
yourself
wait a
big.
second. I'll send it back. Here.
Make
Oh,
yourself
let me make it
big.
big.
Yeah, make yourself big.
Hannah is going to
Oh.
make a pencil roll out of this part
For my very precious Prismacolor pencils.
for her very precious Prismacolor pencils. But they've quilted a flower in these centered
Mhm.
spots. But look how small these pieces are that are put together.
Yeah,
But you can
most
see
of
they're all worn, even the ones that are not, worn through, like this one's worn through. The other ones are worn.
mhm.
But it was hand pieced and hand quilted, and somebody put a lot of love into this quilt, and it needs to be used, even in the state it's in, to do something fun and beautiful with. So Hannah's gonna make her a pencil roll out of this piece, and I'm gonna make a few journal covers out of the rest of it and use some of it, the more ratty pieces, in collage or whatever. So
Mhm. Yeah.
this is some pieces off the edge that were just hanging off that I.
It smells good. It smells like a clean basement. You know how basements always have
Hannah.
A clean
I mean, like that. I talk too much.
Anyway, I thought I would use these little pieces off the edges. This is just the backing. It was just a real, fine muslin or whatever
Mhm.
on the back. So I'm going to use these little pieces. I may ink them with something. I don't know. But anyway, so I just thought I would share that little bit of yumminess with y'all, because I knew that y'all would understand my need to rescue that
To
quilt and do
rescue
something
it.
with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it would make a great needlework pouch. That's true. Julie says she found a die set that is tags with a torn edge look. That's cool. I've
Wow.
never seen that.
I'm still hunting a punch that's just a just the tiny, tiny, tiny tag. I just don't want to have to punch 3 different tags every time I want one tiny tag.
Yeah. I've been looking too, but I haven't found any.
No, me either. So, and I thought maybe there'd be a confetti die, but I also have not been to the store, but I've been online and I just haven't found anything. Of course, I
Yeah.
haven't been
Well, I
online.
went to Hobby Lobby and Michael, and I didn't find anything except a punch that made like a 2-inch, I mean, a tag
Yeah.
about this big, nothing that was really tiny. But, okay, let me find it because I did go ahead and buy one on Amazon that punches the 3 because I couldn't find anything else, and I wanted to be able to punch little tags. Now I gotta
Well,
figure
and
it out.
the other tags are cute. It's just that.
But I think that I will use the other 2 sizes too because they're fairly small
They're pretty
as
small.
well.
Well, you'll
But
have to show it. You'll have to punch some and let me see them.
here's it's Sunlit HCP 130 Craft Punch.
Okay.
Sunlit Craft. Yeah, I'm gonna punch some right now, but I'm gonna
Oh,
put it
those
back
are
on.
tiny. Those are, well, they look tiny. I don't know how tiny they are, so
Yeah.
that
Let's
might
see.
be.
It says, well, in the description box
Uh-huh.
in the Amazon, I think it gave the sizes,
Okay.
but the tiny one is really tiny, and these 2 are pretty small. I think they're usable as tiny ones too, but that little bitty one is really little bitty. So let me find a.
Well, those ones that Linda sent me, they were little bitty. I just loved them.
Okay, let's use this real quick. Okay, I need to get rid of this edge so that the whole tag can be musical. Okay. And I paid $16 and something for this, which I was hoping to find it, at Hobby Lobby or Michael's so I could use a coupon, but
Yeah.
they didn't have it.
Deb says I don't like that. It is when it punches the holes already. She wants to punch her own hole.
Yeah, this one doesn't punch any holes. So we've got this one
Well, that's a really nice usable tag.
Yeah, it's 2 inches, just barely over 2 inches from tip to tip.
Mm-hmm.
And it is 1¼ inches wide. The second one is 1½ just barely over 1½ inches tip to tip, and like, I don't know, what is that? No, it's not even eighths. It's like 1/16, 1/16 less than 1 inch wide.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, where's the bitty one? There's those. There's these.
You lost the bitty one.
I guess so. Did they go in my lap? I know I punched them because see, there's empty spots.
Uh-huh. Huh. Is it caught
That's
in
really
the punch?
strange.
Is it caught in the punch, in the bottom of the punch?
It doesn't look like it.
Huh.
I don't see anything in there. Huh. Okay. I'm going to do one more and see if I can figure out what happened.
I was going to say, they had to have gone somewhere.
Yeah.
They went somewhere.
Okay, well, there's one of the other ones, so maybe they did fall down.
Yeah.
Back there. There it is. Okay, so beware. These can fall down in here.
Yep.
So it might be good to take this off and punch them where you can just drop them straight onto the table instead of having them behind this window. Okay, but the little bitty ones are like 15/16 of an inch, so they're not quite an inch long.
Yeah, and see, that's about the size that Linda had sent me.
And just a little bit over half an inch wide.
Yeah, that's about what she had sent me. So the what was I gonna say? The big thing is I wish I could get something that I could just punch, like a confetti die with all those tiny little tags, because then you could just run it through the Sizzix and have a bunch of
all at
one
once.
size,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
now at Hobby Lobby, I did find the one where you can punch 3 different sizes depending on the size paper you put in there.
Oh yes, but I don't like that.
And you just get one tag, but none of them were this even as small as this biggest one.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so well, this is probably not gonna work.
Okay, I lost all my looking for those silly baby tags. I lost all my pieces of
all your pieces of stuff.
Stuff that I was fixing to put as a beginning basis for collage on here.
Oh dear.
It's all right.
Okay.
I found them, I think.
Okay.
Deb says she just takes the catchers off the punch and throws them away.
Oh, that slide out thing. I've broken them off of most of my punches. I cannot stand them. They catch stuff and then they just irritate me.
Well, I take them off when I'm working, and then I always put them back on. Why do I do that? It's not like these are collector's items I'm going to try to sell someday. I mean, they're just punches I'm going to use. So
and I would guess that 90% of us don't want that thing on there anyways.
That's right. They ought to just not put it on there. I don't know.
I don't know. They're talking about those kitties again.
Oh, I was wondering. I was sitting here trying to figure it out. Okay, thank you for telling me.
I think that's what they're talking about again. They're talking about kitty cats, I think, again. I may be wrong.
That's okay. I don't mind them talking about kitty cats. I just want to know so I don't think I'm supposed to respond something. Since I haven't gotten addicted to watching the kitty cats, I don't have to worry about that conversation. I could just let it go on. That's nice.
That's funny. Okay. All right. Now, when I grabbed the piece of wallpaper to put this on the other day, I just grabbed. I did not measure. I just grabbed a piece because Jean and I were playing on playing, and so this thing is about. Let's see. It looks like it's not. Well, I just trimmed it, but it's not quite 6 by right about 12.
Oh, just a second. Let me answer Julie's question here.
Okay.
It is Sunlit brand, Julie, SUNLIT Craft Punch, and the number is HCP130.
Okay. We must round corners, Deb, do you honestly think
Hi, Norma. I'm glad you're here.
did we get something from Holly, because she said, hi Norma, Deb, do you think that the grocery delivery person hasn't seen people in their PJs for the last 6 months? I would guess that 90% of the deliveries they make are to people in PJs. So,
I would bet you're right.
uh,
They came to my house, they would see me in my granny gown. My
your
what do you?
granny gave
It's I call it my frumpy franny gown or my how it's a house dress. Is what my
a
grandmother
house dress.
called.
A house dress. Yep.
You don't wear them in public, but they're very comfy to wear at home. So that's what people would catch me in.
Well, I'm one of those people that does not like to. I have to have on my clothes very quickly in the morning. Now, I can be wearing some really ratty clothes because if I'm working, um, my jeans have to be cotton. My clothes have to be cotton. Period. They can't have anything else in them. So the fact that you can no longer buy jeans that are cotton, um, it's very hard to buy jeans that are cotton. Even men's jeans are not cotton anymore. They have all kinds of spandexy stuff in them, or whatever
Yeah,
polyester.
that's true.
And so my jeans are so ratty anymore.
You need to go visit a thrift store. Get some more
Yeah,
jeans.
I need to go do that again. That's how all my sweatshirts, my mom and dad, it's been a long time, probably 10, 12 years. I need to go do this again. Um, they went thrift store shopping and hunted up sweatshirts for me because at the time the sweatshirts had gone to being not cotton.
Yeah,
So
and I haven't seen. Of course, I haven't
hunted, yeah.
actively looked for sweatshirts except for a few times, but I didn't buy any of them because they were all that poly stuff that's all peeled up and
Yeah. Now, what I have found is that in the men's department, they often have thermal shirts
uh-huh.
that, and as a matter of fact, I had one on this morning, um, that are all cotton. They're heavy like a sweatshirt is, and they're comfortable enough to wear like a sweatshirt. So,
Yeah, I need to answer that question one more time. Somebody else
okay.
has the same question about this punch. It's it's by Sunlit. I bought it on Amazon and it was $16.33 or something like that. And it says HCP 130 craft punch. That's all it says on it. Sunlit Crafts. HCP 130. There's the I don't know if you can see it because my camera is not focusing, but the bar tag thing says HCP 130.194. But if you just put in tag punch into Amazon, this will come up pretty quickly. Or small tag punch, I think is what I put in actually.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, the other night when the power came back on, we decided to celebrate by having a Dairy Queen. So Jeffrey went out to Dairy Queen, sat in line for an hour to get Dairy Queen for us. He was so sweet. He made all of us kind of not feel well the next morning.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, none of us are used to eating something like that,
yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's the cover for my little notebook. So now we got to figure out what size paper is going to go with it. It is the first day of autumn today.
Wow. It doesn't feel autumn here. Well, I guess it does because autumn is usually pretty mild here.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to get up into the mid 80s today, which is actually lower than normal for us. And that's because of that ash cloud.
Yeah.
That it's
I think
so
it was
much
supposed
lower
to
than
be
normal.
76 here today, which is way lower than normal. And Andrea, that was not a sneeze, but that was a little belch. Sorry. I've given away my secret. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so if this is not quite 6, 5.5 would actually work real well. Okay, 5.5. Do I think I can get, okay, what's the other way? 4.25? Isn't that right? Four and a quarter. Yep, that will work. Okay, 5.5 by 4.25. So that's just plain paper cut up, right? Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, that would be just plain paper cut up. Hmm. It used to be much, much worse, I will tell y'all. Um, much, much worse. I miss Michigan so bad, Andrea. I really do. Oh, dear.
Thought maybe I was going to just put these on here like this.
Mhm.
I can't decide if I want to colorize them some way or just because there's something else going to go on top of them. So,
Yeah.
but they don't show up much like this. But maybe that's okay.
Have you already inked the edges of them?
Of the of this, no, I haven't done anything to it.
Well, I wonder if you inked the edges of it a little bit, if that would, or you don't want to.
I don't know. It would be not easy to do. That
No,
doesn't
it would not.
mean.
It would not be easy to do. That would be for sure.
Let me take a little piece of it and just, boy, this just tears so nice and easy. It's just really, really trying to fall apart. Let's see if I can. Now I could do that and just, ink all over it. What do you think? Is that better?
Shows up more is all.
Yeah. I do think I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Inked like that. I didn't
And then
expect to.
it needs some little, that is really more the background piece. It needs some little, like a tiny little flower or something to go on top of it.
Yeah, well, there's definitely going to be something on top of some kind of focal point. That's true. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
know what yet. I'm just trying to get some layers. I probably ought not glue these down because I might want to put my layer underneath them. Hmm.
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 Hmm. I can hear her brain think.
It's a
Hmm.
hard process. But I am going to go ahead and ink them, I think. So I've got more. If I decide I don't like them, I can get more that are not inked.
Mindy said it does show up quite a bit more. Okay. Oh, throw it on the floor, Tanya. Just pitch it right just down on the floor. Okay.
Okay, I feel like there was another piece. Nope, there's only 5. Okay. Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and ink around these because I'm going to use them maybe as part of this little collage as well. So
Okay.
I punched them out. Might as well go ahead and use them.
Ooh, Journey's got 68 degrees in North Carolina. Yep, it's cool right now. I mean, it's supposed to get hot again by the end of the week. We're just still there's a big rainstorm in the Gulf. Um, that beta storm brought a bunch of rain in with it, and we're getting it still. We're
Of
very
course, you're getting it, and we need it, and we're not getting any. That's not
yeah.
fair.
I don't know.
And you would love to give it away.
I would really love to give it away. Yes, ma'am. Um, I don't know that the water's out from under the house yet. We couldn't really run the sump pump very well because the um, generator had to sit right there.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, plus that's just one more thing for Jeff to have to try to deal with right then. So he just kind of left that and didn't fuss with it. Okay, so I like this as the front. And that. Yep. Okay. I was going to stitch this in, but I think I'm going to use elastic. I do.
This music paper makes really cute little tags.
It's always fun when you get little tiny cute tags.
It is. It's very fun.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to need some kind of little focal points on these. And Tanya suggested flowers. Somewhere
Have you got
I
a piece
flowers.
of, wallpaper flowers or something like that?
Yeah. I have one sitting right there under my computer because
See?
it fell out of the thing and I just stuck it up there.
That'll be cute on that big one.
Yeah. And it may just be like this where it hangs
Oh,
out over
I
the
like
edge
it. I like
because,
it hanging off. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, Gigi says it's time for bed.
We'll get some sleep. I haven't been sleeping good, so I want everybody else to get some sleep since I don't seem to be able to do that.
Well, we didn't I was staying up till 11. I would send Jeff to bed. You just can't leave generators running like and go to bed, It's just one of those
Yeah.
things. And so he didn't want to leave it but he was so tired. I'm like, okay, so we have to be back up at 6:30 to start it again. Hello, note spinner, which I don't think you're on my list. I
That's
don't know.
Luann, and no, it's not on your list. There were three
Okay.
people that I have that were not on your list.
Okay.
Note spinner, which is Luann.
Okay. Give me 1 minute. I gotta find an ink pen.
I will, and then I'll give you the other ones.
Okay. Hi, Luann. And good night, Gigi. And Janet has posted the link for the tag punch, guys. So scroll
Thank you,
up.
Janet.
She's got it in there. Just. Is it Luann?
Louanne.
Okay.
At least that's how I spelled it. I think I got that when she wrote it down, but I could have just, spelled it wrong. Then lab accident, which is Anna.
Okay. Accident only has one C, right?
I used to.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if it's right or not, but anyway, you'll
And
know
that's
it's her when you see her.
yeah. And who is that?
Anna, Anna.
Okay.
And the other one is Southpaw, and her name is Kim.
And I will get Jeff to do this later and send you another copy. So it does make it easier to find when they're alphabetical.
It really does. It really does. It's a lot faster.
Okay, now then, I was getting ready to cut elastic, so we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to cut this elastic right there. No E on Luann. Okay, thank you, Candy.
Okay, thank you for telling us, because I told you I could have just written it that way.
Okay, let's see here. Would help if I put my glasses back on.
Luann, the list is just so that we can remember your name, so we can call you by name when you come in. That's all it's for. It's not a secret society or anything like that.
It's because Lisa and I can't remember anything these days.
That's right. It's because we can't remember, and we want to call you by name. So
yeah. Okay. So now I am going to do something I don't usually do, and I'm going to. I need a marker, something I can mark with that I will be able to see.
I will say there are a few people who say it's okay just to call me, whatever. But
well, and I'm sure everybody would be okay with it.
Oh.
It's just that
Luann says it does have an E.
Okay.
Candy was wrong. That's okay, Candy. We're all wrong sometimes.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I gave myself a little room over here, and I'll put some marks right there. And I'm going to take my little hole punch, and I'm going to put a little tiny bite in here. Just a little bite, like a half, not like a half of a hole, right on the edge, so that my elastic will stay in one place on here.
That's a good idea. Hi, Sana. We're glad you're here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I put a bunch of paper in this one. Now, okay.
Luann says Lou sounds like a guy's name, so I use my middle name too.
Ah, okay. Okay. And let's see if one of these hair bands is big enough. It should be to go around the other way. Yep, that just slid all the way up there. I don't want you to slide up there. I want you to be in the middle. There we go. Ta-da! I finished a project.
Yay!
And I'm in love with it.
That's adorable.
Isn't that fabulous? I love it. I love all the colors.
I'm gonna have to make some of those.
Yeah.
And with my 100 million other things I want to make. I definitely think working on projects next year is a good idea that we already want to make, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, this was such an offshoot of what we were doing, and it was not what we were working on really. And I just, suddenly Jean was showing how she does that, and she was working on canvas.
And you used wallpaper, right?
I used wallpaper. I used a chunk of this gray wallpaper that you guys' little journals. was made on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of vinyl-y. And I used a Mod Podge to put the pieces down. It has stuck very well. So, and I have more of that. So that's a good use for that. I'll be cutting some of that up because this would be gorgeous to make big notebooks out of. That you
It
put like
would. Yeah.
you could make a covers for composition books.
Uh-huh. Show me the inside again. I'm thinking it's similar to the outside,
I didn't go whole hog
just
and
without the doodling.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
put the edge around it. Just
Yeah, I
because
like it though.
I didn't figure it needed everything.
I agree. It's
So
adorable.
I'm really liking this one. This one is just really cool. And I just love this technique of Jean's. Of course, the doodling, was fun too. I may have been watching you. I don't remember who I was watching. In the live stream when I'm too kind of dead to do much else. Okay, so that's done. Ta-da!
Yay.
Now then, this should be dry enough. I can go on to the next step with it. Well, here's my problem.
Barbara says, hooray, Tanya. It's wonderful. Journey says, I
Yay!
love it, Tanya.
Thanks, guys.
Andrea says it looks great. Barbara said, gotta say, as soon as we started talking naps, my eyelids started drooping.
Well, Barbara, I don't need a nap today because I took mine this morning before I ever got up. I got up around 5 o'clock, went back to bed. Got up around, I don't know, about 7:15, went back to bed. I don't ever go to sleep, but man, I was out a couple of times and woke up a couple of times. Also had some weird dreams. Okay, Lisa, I have a little problem now that I put this little lace in here.
Uh-oh.
So we have to have a discussion. I was going to put, one of those circle ties on this envelope. You know what I'm talking about? Where you put the two little circles in.
Yeah.
Okay. But the problem with that is, do you want me to put that in the lace so you have two little pockets, or do something different, like maybe some Velcro?
I kind of like the two little pockets idea.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to put the tabby things, and then it'll be two small pockets.
I like that.
Right.
Because when you open it up, your envelope pocket is big.
It's big. Yep.
So it'd be good to have some little pockets.
All right. Well, there you go. That's what we'll do then. We got to have some brown paper and some circle punch.
And I remember taking paper bags, the grocery bags, and making covers for my school books, because the ones they gave you to put on your school books tore up really easy.
Oh yeah.
And they were ugly. They were gray and they had stuff on them that we didn't care about. So I would use paper bags, and I would cover my books in paper bags, and then I would doodle all over them and decorate them. That was the start of my paper addiction. I just didn't know it for a long time. I gave it up and did other things, and then I came back.
Well, we used to do that with paper bags too. Paper bags used to be easier to get though than they are.
That's true. We only have one store in town that even has, one chain of stores. There are 3 or 4 of those stores in town, but that's the only place you can get them here, as at the United supermarkets.
Well, a big part of mine come from the library when we go to the library book sale.
Yeah.
Because, they do $5 bag. They're not as big as the paper bags used to be, but they're.
Yeah. Well, I've always taken my own bags when I go to those sales, because I take my natural grocer's bags that have real sturdy handles, and you can fill that baby up and you can still carry it out. Whereas if
Oh,
you fill up a paper bag, you're going to tear the handles off. So,
well, the problem is that they have their own special bags and you have to use them.
oh, they let
I
us bring them.
Yeah, I walk around with my fabric tote bag, and then we go to a little corner where you check out and fill up the paper bags
Yeah.
so that
Well, they
it,
probably do that because if you have those bags I'm talking about will hold a lot more books too than one of
that's
those paper
yeah,
bags.
these bags are smaller. And now I Everman's, which is the health food store, I really should be taking my own bags in there, but I usually run by there when I'm out, somewhere else, and didn't remember that I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
So they have paper bags. And then if I'm in Winn-Dixie and I'm not getting too much that's going to go through the bag, I get paper bags in there once in a while. They don't always have them.
Yeah.
So,
The only place that even has them here is United. And then at the book sale, if you don't bring your own bag, they have them. But I told y'all about that they did a virtual book sale this year. I
yeah.
haven't asked them how successful that was, but you paid by the book and not by the bag because of
Yeah.
that.
See,
So
so you didn't make as much. Barbara, I am making the little circly things to make the ties for my envelopes. I'll show you in just a minute. What I'm doing is they're never thick enough. I always have to have, even though this cardstock is pretty thick, I don't like how thin it is as far as the thing I'm making. So I've made three layers of cardstock together, and that makes it like more of a thick piece. And now I need my little hole punch. I'm going to punch a hole in the middle of each of these. And it's a tiny hole. It's only a 16th inch hole. Because I'm going to use brads. Oh, I forgot to make enough pieces to put on the back of the brads. I'm going to use brads to attach them.
we have one of those rooms, Teresa, but they only they put books that are in really nice shape or books that would be collectors type books
Yeah.
in that little room. And then you pay by the book. But in the sales, they keep all kinds of things that they would never put in that room and sell them in the sales. So, and our
Yeah.
little bookstore room is very, very small. I mean, it's probably half the size of my studio. So they can't
Well,
keep very much in there.
each of the libraries we have here in town have a room like that. The one over in Pace doesn't even have a room. They just have a couple of shelves as you go in the door. And they're large janitor closets is what they are. in all honesty. That's kind
Well,
of
this
what they
one's
are.
about that size, but it is
Mhm.
out by the street. It has a big window,
Uh-huh.
so it's a really nice little room. It's a nice. The volunteer who works there, he has a pretty nice atmosphere to work in, but it is small, and they only take
Um,
cash. So
yeah, they only take cash. And now that's where I found uh my fairy book. When I found my fairy book,
uh,
and their books can range. I've seen them up to $10. I paid 5 for that fairy book, which is, normally I wouldn't have paid that much, but it was so pretty. I just had to have it.
yeah, once
And
in a while they're worth it.
I still have so much left in that book. So
I know, I do too. It's almost embarrassing how much is left after we made such a big book.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Um,
Yes. Luann, the circles that you wrap the twine around, and they need to be stiff. And if they're stiff, then the twine goes around them, and it's they're pretty cool. But if they're all wimpy, then they're not. So that's why I make 3 circles and glue them together. And then the other little circle without the hole in it, that's to cover up the brad that's going on the back. Because I don't like to stick my fingers in the envelope and have the brad bite me. And it does sometimes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I think I had some funky little awesome. Well, they're not on here. I probably put them away just because I want them now. All right, so I need brads.
Our library was closed for a while, Barbara. But they've been open now for quite a while.
Ooh, and I have some bright, shiny copper brads. How about that? Okay, Lisa. Bright, shiny copper brads? Yeah, I think so. Yep. Done.
I like copper, bright and shiny, or antiqued, or whatever. Patina, any of those.
3. Well, they'll probably patina. Well, I don't know. I've had them for a while and they haven't patinaed, but
I like them anyway. Any way you do them. If it's copper, I like it.
I have to say that I got these, and you guys saw me do a little haul on them. I got these at Dollar Tree, and they are pretty nice boxes for $1. I was very surprised. They seal well. They seem to stay closed well.
I haven't seen those particular ones at our Dollar Tree. I need to look again, I guess.
Well, and
were they with the craft supplies? Or were they in the tools? Or
I don't remember where I found them. I think they were in the school supply section, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them since in the craft supply section. Now, they have just square holes, but they have dividers in just 2 or 3 places that you can put the divider. And there's just a couple of dividers in each box.
Do those dividers stay in place and keep things divided?
They seem to.
Because I know some of those things they don't.
Right, and they don't seem to be traveling over the top. That's the other thing I hate, is that when you put something little in it, that it travels across the top. That it seems
or underneath.
Yeah. And they seem to be staying. I put stuff in those, and they're tiny, so I'm very pleased. I was real surprised that they worked as well as they did. So, okay, let's put this one right about there. Okay. All right. Now then.
Somewhere.
Somewhere? Okay.
I have a tiny flower punch. But I don't know where it is. So. It's probably way back under there where my punches are supposed to be. So I'll make some little butterflies and see if I can work with those.
Oh, the butterflies will work real well. Okay, I can't get this brad to separate. There we go. Oh,
Bye-bye, Luann. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Luann. Bye-bye. All right, so,
it's too bright for what's going on.
Okay, so now where do I want to put this other? I'm just going to put it right there. And this one's going to go right there. Oh, that is if my hole punch will reach that far down. Yep, yep. No, it won't.
Oh dear.
I missed. What's going on?
Oh, they're talking about wearing plastic wrap and high heels and earrings. And Deb says they don't have that much plastic wrap.
Oh, and the earring thing made you think of fried green tomatoes. Okay. Her nails and toes are painted. I don't know what is going on, but whatever it is, we should have been paying attention.
Yeah, we should have been paying attention.
That is very cute, Lisa.
Thanks.
Okay, so now, all right. Mhm. Oh, these. I don't remember having so much trouble with these before.
Well, if they're being ornery, you can use something else.
No, I'll get it. I'm gonna have to use them eventually. Why not fight with it now? But
Okay, that's true.
they the the coating that is making them copper, it's apparently a coating, and inside between the two little pieces of stuff that you bend apart, they're stuck together.
Oh, Deb's dressing up for the grocery delivery guy.
Ah, the
Okay.
drifter. Ah, okay, all right.
I think I would definitely be wearing more than plastic wrap. Who knows who the grocery delivery guy is? I mean,
Yeah, well, you never know. You might kill him, Deb, if it was me. He might fall over dead, you know. That would not be a good sign to kill the grocery delivery guy.
no.
Okay.
She said the last one was about 90 years old. Yeah, you would kill him. That would be. We don't want to cause heart attacks.
Oh, dear. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay, so
Don't need to.
okay, so if you have brads that don't want to come apart, this works really well. At the very base is um, there's they're not stuck together yet, so you can pull them apart from there. Start at the big part and pull up from there for the little pins that are supposed to hold it in. Just
Alrighty.
FYI. All right, now then, these get glued over the pins because, like I said, I don't like reaching in the envelope and having them stick me. So I just always glue something over the top of them.
I think that's
That
pretty smart.
that way they don't poke me.
Hi, Sharon. We're glad you're here.
Hello, hello. I finally got the book. I think because it's in a package that it looks like that's what it would be today that I've been waiting for a week and a half.
Oh, what book is it?
Um, herbal medicines.
Oh, cool.
Um, we'll see how good it is, but the illustrations looked pretty good. And wild plant and herbal medicines, I should say. I'll let you know when I open it.
If it's a good book or not.
Yeah, because I even had to pay shipping on this one. It's kind of
Wow.
a self-published, you know.
Uh-huh. Well, I hope it turns out to be good.
Yeah. I mean, I have some books like that. Of course, a couple of my books have just disappeared. I told you my canning book has disappeared, but I've got a wild foods book that I can't find too.
Huh.
So I don't know what I've done. All right, now we need some cord. Cord it is. Cord. But we need some nice, pretty, I think, dark brown cord. Yes. That will do. And that will do.
Hi, Patricia. We're glad you're here.
Hi,
Hey,
dear.
Cheryl. Have we missed you? Hi, Sonny. We're glad you're here. It's been a little while. It's good to see you again.
Yeah. Um. All right. Okay. Oh, I didn't tell you my biggest boo-boo last Tuesday before
Uh-oh.
the storm. Yeah. I had done a load of laundry, and because we were going to be online, I didn't put it in the dryer.
Oh,
And
no.
Wednesday afternoon, I found I had not put it in the dryer.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it was. I was a little worried because I couldn't get it dry for with all the humidity in the air. There was no
Yeah,
getting it dry. So that was the first load of laundry I dealt with yesterday. Half a bottle of vinegar,
I
and then
bet.
washing it a second time. It was all right. So
Well, good. I'm glad.
yeah, luckily I found it, Wednesday, and spread it all over the laundry room. But the whole
Oh, that
laundry,
I'm sure that helped a lot.
yeah, it helped a lot. But at the same time, the whole laundry room had that funk. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Now that is what they were, Barbara. If that makes any sense. I do not know what you call these things. Okay. I am this is really pretty, Lisa.
It
But
is very
now
pretty.
now we have to decorate this cover for Lisa. We have to have some pretties on the cover. Which I got out some pretty stuffs to do a little more than I wanted it to have something just a little bit more. Might not have should have put those under there though for a little while because
Barbara said she knew exactly what it was as soon as you described it. So,
oh good. Thanks, Deb. It's coming out real pretty. I'm real pleased with how it looks.
we'll see how this works. Oh, yeah. That's a good size, I think. They're not all going to be exactly the same size, though, because this one's a little bit wider.
Oh, that's okay. Candy says she's been so happy and funny later. What's Candy's been too busy watching and hasn't been playing in chat. Cheryl's been lurking. Patricia, not as much as some of the other covers. This one, you know, I put the pieces on these envelopes last time. I did decide to put some lace over the stuff on here this time. So not, you know, not terrible. I'm trying to decide what I want to do about this cover though, so I'm thinking that I'm going to do like that. And then I wonder what I've got that I might be able to decorate it a little more. Thank you, Patricia. The biggest thing was to do. I think what really makes these is when you go around all the edges of all the little papers you put down. Then you go around all the edges. I really think that makes a huge difference in how they look. Lisa hasn't said anything about the little lace heart. I don't know if she's.
Oh, I didn't know you were asking. Sorry.
I wasn't really asking. I'm just doing, but I figured maybe you were. You might not like it, or you might like it, or.
I like it, but I like it without it too. So I'll be happy either way, Tanya.
Okay.
Just do what you like, and I'll be happy with it.
Okay. Well, it needs a butterfly, or actually, oh, I know what it needs. I know exactly what it needs. It's got to have a dragonfly on it.
That would be perfect.
But it's also going to get one of these little green tags on it, I think, that I have. Because Lisa likes green, and I think it needs a little tag. But then I have some dragonflies, I think, cut out in there. So it's going to get the dragonfly on it. Okay, there's one dragonfly. And two dragonflies. And three. So that we can play with it.
Well, you want to be able to play.
That dragonfly lost its tail. Poor little dragon.
Uh-oh. Poor thing. It needs surgery.
Yep. It's probably going to get surgery. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and make this one a little bit shorter. I didn't quite go all the way through. Okay, now, where did I put the bitty baby tags? Here they are. I'm going to use these. Maybe those are too bitty.
I'm not paying attention to chat very well, guys. Sorry. Well, maybe I'm not going to put the tag on there. It might just be dragonflies because it's really pretty with just dragonflies. So.
Okay.
Thanks, Holly. We're going to ink this, and then we'll ink the dragonflies. Ooh, paper doilies are hard to ink. Just FYI.
That is true.
They don't ink very well.
Oh, I actually got a big one out of that. I was just trying to use up little bits
Mm-hmm.
to get a small one to put on these tags, and actually got a whole big one. So that's good. Bonus.
Okay.
Um,
This is what happens when you stamp book paper, because the book paper is very fragile. That's when your dragonflies need surgery.
Yep.
okay.
And if I'm not careful, this dragonfly's going to need surgery too. I like it when the pages are yellow. When they start getting this brittle, that's a little hard.
Yeah, it does make it difficult.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I think we were talking, Lisa, about using our scrap boxes, and that we could probably do an entire 12-month year just working out of our scrap boxes. That would,
Yeah.
and that's what we were kind of talking about doing, which means that we kind of just gotta play it by ear, because the projects are going to be different every single time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that
And
works for me.
And I do think it's fine for us not to have the same
Projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and they'll just have to tune in every time and see what we're working on, because you never know what it's going to be.
Right. It might be a little harder for some of them that have played along, though. That's the only.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that, and that is, well, they just get out their scrap boxes and do stuff too, and then show us in the groups what they did.
What they did with their scrap boxes. Yeah, that probably would have been, because we all
I
have
bet they all have one. At least one.
One.
Okay, our scrap collection, because
Yes.
I definitely have more than one box, and I have stuff in lots of places that are not even in a box because they're still in those project boxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is what this is a collection from some of my project boxes of the things that I didn't use.
Oh no, Patricia, we're going to carve the books. We're starting next week, next Tuesday. We're going to start Tuesday and work on the book carving. Which, Lisa, is your book that you varnished close and at hand so I can see it? Because I didn't go back and watch the.
The only bad thing is that now that it's varnished, it's not going to be easy for you to see that much about the book, but you can kind of tell what it is from the page I left on the front.
Well, I saw part of it, and then I had to get up. So you just kind of varnished it with a curve in it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just folded this back because the spine was all broken.
Mm-hmm.
And this was actually the most stable way for this book to be. It laid like this, just like this, without any varnish.
Uh-huh.
So I just varnished it to make it, just on the edges,
Right.
on the sides and on the front, um, just on the edges so that it will stay put while I carve.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to choose, a couple of things out of here, or maybe just one. I may just choose the plain.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fountain pen and ink though, too.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do those two, and everything else I'm just going to cut away. And we'll see what's on the page behind it. If I like something, I'll keep it and cut away. If I don't, I'll just keep cutting away and keeping the things I like.
Until you get to things you do like. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And if, he had his where some of the things, because of this edge,
Uh-huh.
He had cut away some places here to get to things he wanted because they were further down.
Yep.
So he had some places where this was cut away, and then he was down here doing some stuff, and he like, oh, that just looks too bulky right there. So he just cut some of it away, just so it would look better. So, hey, Kathy, we're glad you're here.
Kathy. Well, yeah, my car's pretty clean because I like a clean car. I mean, it might have dirt and dust in it right now, but it's not got a lot of junk in it.
Anyway, that's the one I know I'm going to do, and I'm not sure what my other one's going to be.
I'm guessing that it's going to take you a couple months just to do that one.
Well, the thing is, I want to work on them simultaneously so that I can do one way and one another way, and that way I won't get bored as fast, I think.
I see. Okay, well, that does make a lot of sense. Okay, I'm losing my headset, so I can't hear you. I'll get it in a minute.
All righty. Of course, she couldn't hear me say that. Okay.
Silly thing keeps falling out of my ear. Let's change ears. Maybe that ear will allow it to stay in there for a little while. All right, so there's that and that. Oh, see, this one lost his tail too.
Oops.
There's going to be lots of surgery today. Thank you, Janet. Janet just posted the prep carving video, guys. So if you're interested in doing that project, we are actually going to work on it both October and November due to the fact that it's going to be a busy project. It's going to take a while. And Patricia, we are just finishing out the month plan is what we were doing. We know that Tuesday is still September, but
we're going to go ahead and start the book carving thing on next Tuesday.
Okay, I have to go get something because I want to put something else on here for Miss Lisa because I think it will be cute.
So this week is kind of a preview of what we're planning to do next year, I guess is the way it turns out. Because we're going to be using our scrap boxes to make projects. So I hope y'all like that idea. If you don't like it and you'll be bored by that, let us know so we can rethink it maybe. So this is the day to say if you would prefer we not do that for our projects next year. We just figured everybody has a scrap box that they need to use, and so it would be a good project to do. Plus, we need to use our stuff. Okay. Where's my ink? There it is. Oh, I'm glad he got home safe, Cheryl. I know what it's like to fret. We don't want to fret if we can help it. So I'm glad you're through with fretting, because that's.
Who had to? Is she threading the loom?
No, she was fretting because
Oh,
her husband went somewhere without his phone, and she didn't want him to have some issue and not be able to call anybody. So
yeah. Got a scrap box started about 2/3 full. So Mindy's ready for next year.
all right.
Took me forever to find these, but we got to have some of these on our journal. Here.
Are those crocheted?
Yes, they're ones I did.
Oh, thank you.
So, we gotta put them on here somewheres.
That's twice as cool. They would be cool enough even if you didn't do them, but it's twice as cool that you did.
All right. I'm gonna put 3 on the front cover right there, I think. No, right there. Right here. Right there.
Nashua says she thinks it will be useful and fun. I was telling them to let us know if they don't think that sounds like a good idea for next year so we can rethink it. But so far, we at least know Mindy and Nashua are up for it. So
Are up for it? Okay.
And Deb says using up papers is why I started journals about a year ago. So all right.
See, so we should be okay. So why am I putting those upside down? Let's see here. Which way?
Kathy says yes. I would love to see how others use their scraps. I fill one up way too fast. Yeah.
Well, see, and what we were talking about is the fact that we have these project boxes. You know, we pull all this stuff out to say make a fairy journal, or make this, or make that, and then we end up with all of these leftovers.
And they're not always even scraps. They're just things we pulled out for that journal or whatever.
Right. Okay, so there's 3 there, but we got to put one on the inside too. So we're just going to put one, just right here in the front, just to be cute.
Patricia likes the idea. Candy likes the idea.
Okay. It sounds like it's a good plan. Now, I will tell you though that using scraps, I sure didn't use very many scraps. Now I use stuff that, it's nothing really new. The lace was on the roll. Okay, so we got all of that stuff ready.
Well, I have lots of scraps, and then I have lots of stuff mixed in those boxes that's just leftovers from projects that's not really scraps. So we'll be doing both.
Yeah.
Because when it's leftover, I call it a scrap just because it gets stuck in that box and not in the place where it came from.
Well, and your mystery box journal is partially using scraps. So,
yeah, it is.
It's kind of
another
like
one of those boxes where I just put things because I was cleaning out and emptying other boxes.
Right.
So that's a little bit different, but not really. It's the same kind of stuff. It's just.
Okay, we got to have some paper in here now, which means we got to have our ruler back, and I've lost it. There we go.
But that doesn't mean you can't use anything that's not left over in your project. It just means you need to use some leftover stuff in your project.
Right, because now I have made these in advance, like I had stamped these. I stamp stuff on book pages. When I get out my stamps, I like to get stamp and be done. Then I like to get them cut out and I have them in a little tub, you know, so that I can use them. But
Hey, I
that's
used
really
your idea.
what? Oh,
With the
that's
little
so
bitty
cute.
tags.
Oh yes. Oh, that's adorable.
So now I gotta do something to decorate, some focal point on these tags.
Oh, greeting cards. Yes. Well, I cut up in our tag book. I cut up a greeting card to make tags out of. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to need 8 inches wide. And how many inches tall? Ooh, by 9 inches tall. 8 by 9. Okay, is 8 going to fit in there? Oh, just barely. Yeah, 8 by 9. Let's see what we can come up with. Put that up there. I got out some big paper so that I ended up with all right, let's just how many pages?
That's a good idea, Kathy. She says, you're going to have me going around Michael's parking lot, leaving bags of scraps on windshields with a note from the scrap fairy.
Who suggested that? I don't know who it was, but
I don't know. I'm looking to see if I can figure out. It's a great idea, though. You can decorate lunch bags from the Dollar Tree and even use more scraps.
There you go.
Oh, it was Kathy. She said, I have so many scraps left over from journal making, I'm randomly just mailing them out every week. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Okay. Let's see. We have to have 8 by
Malaya
9.
says she has a pizza box full of scraps with more being added all the time.
Well, and I have 2 scrap boxes, but then I have 4 boxes over there that says to sort. Now, what does that tell you is in those boxes? If it says to sort,
it's stuff from old projects.
Andrew's going around leaving scraps for people. How cool. But yes, fussy, sometimes fussy cutting is great with, for cards. That's a great way to use up cards.
I used quite a few in my fairy book that were cards that my grandmother had saved, and when she passed away, my mom gave them to me.
Okay. So the big problem here is whether or not I can get this cut with as much junk as is on my table.
And I have a bunch more because the ones that I used for that were the least precious ones.
Yes, and see, we're supposed to be using our precious stuff.
Our precious stuff, yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good combo to use all those precious things and the scraps that were too precious to throw away after your project. And I know I'll be making journals.
And I'm just loving these little envelope thingies. I'm going to make several of them. Okay, see, now this is what really gets to me. So these are going to have to be turned into little scrap notebooks.
Yeah. Are they, you could coffee dye them and first and then turn them into notebooks, and they would be even yummier.
Well, they're already cream.
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew they were cream, but
coffee dye to make them prettier. Yes, I agree.
I have a bunch of white scraps like that from cutting pages for books and stuff. I mean, really a bunch of them that really need to be used. So that's going to have to be one of my projects is
using that stuff
with those. But I don't use them because they're white. So if I coffee dyed a bunch of them, I would probably use them a lot.
Yep. Well, I didn't I'm being lazy. I didn't want to sit and coffee dye all the innards, but I think this creamy colored paper will be very pretty in here.
Oh, I think it will too. And I wasn't talking about that particular project. I was just saying for,
Yeah, but yeah, I understand why the white ones don't get used very much. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. So we got to have, I think, some more than that. Do you count your pages when you make little journals? I'm like, man, I can cut this thick. I'll just make them that
Yeah,
many.
that looks about right.
That looks, yeah,
I do
feels good.
sometimes count them.
Feels good.
But normally when I count them, it's more if I'm going to make a multi-signature journal and I want to make sure the signatures are similar in size.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Or when somebody says, how many pages did you put in that? And then I have to count them.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I got too many because I can't get it to cut. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, dear. Uh-huh. Okay, let's see how many cut apart and how many didn't. The last page just didn't cut apart. Okay. That irritates me.
It's like,
Of course,
okay, here's the rebel.
I'm easily irritated, so that's just part of it, you know. Uh-huh. I can't spell either. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony. It's good to have you here.
Uh-oh, Deb left and we didn't say bye. Bye, Deb.
Sorry, I didn't notice. We're glad you were here, Deb.
And Barbara bought a box of scraps from Shannon Green's auction last Friday. And hi, Susie. I don't know that we've said hello to you either. Sorry about that. Barb didn't have enough of her own scraps, so she had to buy a few.
Well, I was just thinking, Malaya says she only has scraps enough for a pizza box. Maybe we all need to send her some scraps so she can understand what we're going through here.
Oh dear, yes, because I definitely have more than a pizza box. Well,
I do too. I have more than a pizza box sitting right here beside me, and then I have lots of other boxes.
Yeah, and I have. Well, I had a shoebox, but it kind of overflowed with all of my what do you call those? Junk mail envelopes.
Oh yeah.
And now this one, I went and got some coffee dyed envelopes that I had coffee dyed already. But I'm gonna coffee dye some of those junk mail envelopes because I want to make some more that are this color too.
Malaya says, I take 90% of my scraps and stamp images on them and use them as embellishments. And yes, we should all do that.
Yep.
I applaud you for doing that and being diligent at it because I am definitely not. I think I'm going to. That's why I saved them. But then they just stay over there because then I go on to another project.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the first things we ought to do is have a day where we stamp images and on our scraps because that's I would stamp those images on my cardstock weight scraps.
Yeah. So I also need a day where I get out my die cut machine and I use my scraps to die cut a bunch of stuff.
Right. Me too.
So those will be our first 2 days.
Yeah. And that way we. Oh, Tanya, did you just cut that one wrong?
And we will have made a bunch of things that we can actually use very quickly
in our stuffs.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I missed what Sharon said. I just read her reply from Kathy.
Well, and another thing is that Jean tears her scraps up into some of these little pieces. Like for this thing, when I was doing this one, she actually pre-cuts these little scraps out of her scrap bin and then she's ready when she wants to glue.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. There's day number 3.
Kathy says, ha ha ha. Oh, Malaya, did you put your address in my group? Didn't you? Ha ha ha. Have successful travel. Oh, Deb says
Oh,
we can't get rid of it that
definitely.
easily.
We're
Okay.
glad you're still here, Deb. Sorry we mistook.
Yep. Oh, and stamping images onto the napkin backs.
Oh, yes, and I have saved a ton of those.
Well, I have a ton
Napkin
of the
journal.
napkin backs, but I really like tissue paper better. But I have a whole bunch of white tissue paper from out of gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
That, that's just could be used. Okay, so
Right.
now we need to fold all this.
Well, if you like, and I haven't done it enough to know which one I like better, but if you do, if you know you like one better, then it's better to do that one
Yes.
because
Yes.
you'll actually use them.
Right. And that's one reason why I just really do like them better on the tissue paper.
Kathy said
But
she likes using the deli sheets.
oh yeah, and that's deli sheets would be fabulous. The I like pattern tissue too to have stamped on because I love that color. So that's another option because pattern tissue is kind of I got enough for scrap.
Right.
But I like the fact that it's got those lines and stuff on it in places. That's part of it.
Yes, I do too. I like the color,
Mm-hmm.
but I like that white that you sent me.
Yes.
I want to do some stamping on that because I think it'll disappear better than
Yeah. It will definitely.
the brown kind. But I do so much vintagey stuff. I love the brown kind for that.
But that's kind of why I like the tissue paper better than the napkin, just because I think it disappears better.
Yeah.
And that's me,
Well, it also depends on what tissue paper you use.
That's true too. All right. I may have gotten this. I may have been
Oh,
overzealous.
Cheryl was leaving.
Oh, Cheryl's leaving.
Bye,
Bye,
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Bye, Cheryl.
We probably missed her.
Yeah. Okay. I think no, I didn't. I think it'll be all right. It's gonna maybe stick out a little bit. Shoot. Do I? Okay. Well, we will have to make adjustments. We will just fix that problem. This is always a problem, guys, when you have too many sheets of paper. This sticks out, and there's only one way to make it go away, and that's to cut it off.
Sometimes I can do that and it turns out really good, and sometimes I totally mess it up.
Well, and I'm not gonna fight with it. If it doesn't come out pretty decent, then it's gonna, and I'm just gonna take off some of it. I'm not gonna worry about taking off all of it, simply because I don't want to take it too far back and make too many pages too short. So we're gonna hope I do it okay. I could have just taken some of the pages out of it and it would have been all right.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to take some of the pages.
Said my grandmother never skinned a cat in her life.
Yeah.
But she said that a lot.
Yeah, I've never skinned a cat either, but I've said that before. The the big thing is it was too thick to actually, that, and I probably ought to get a new knife. That would probably be the wiser thing to do.
It's already 4:22.
Good grief.
I
That's
know,
what
and
happened.
all I have done is decorate these pockets and make a few tags.
Okay. That's too much trouble. We're gonna do this the right way. Oh, that's just okay. I'll show you. This is this thing. And
What time do you need to get to go?
oh, just I'd like to leave by about 5 o'clock so Jeff can watch the news.
Okay, that works for
Okay.
me.
Here's the deal. One of the reasons that the knife doesn't work is because you can't push evenly across. So if you get out a tool that's actually designed to push straight down, you probably will get much better and be much happier with the process.
Unless you're
So,
Lisa and you're left-handed and it rides on
Annie,
top of the ruler.
yep, yep. That is true.
It took me a long time to figure out it was not me. I was just not supposed to use those things.
Yep. I actually believe that they make a new one. They probably don't have them everywhere, but I think Margie had one somewhere along the line. She keeps left-handed scissors and things like that. She has a left-handed daughter.
Ah, yeah.
So, and Margie is where I used to work, the sewing machine store.
Well, I couldn't remember if it was the sewing machine store or the fabric store.
Well, she has fabric, but she sells sewing machines. So it's a tiny little store. It has pretty much become a quilt fabric store because that's what most people want these days.
Yeah.
But she sells Berninas and new home sewing machines, so high-end sewing machines. I had been working for a Bernina dealer when we moved here, and the first thing she said to me was, "When are you coming to work?" I'm like, "I'm not." She said, "Oh, you have to come to work. You have to come to work for me. You have to come to work."
So you did.
Well, sort of. I taught for her for a while. I really didn't. I didn't work for the store really. I taught classes rather than just. Okay, so rather than working retail is what I'm trying to say. I didn't really work in the store. I pretty much taught classes. Okay.
Deb, I had a X-Acto knife that I could not get to tighten down for the life of me, and I finally realized that I was putting it in backwards.
Oh yes, they have a very definite attitude. They have to go in just the right way.
So you might try just turning the blade around and see if that helps.
Okay, Lisa.
Yes, ma'am.
I do not have brown elastic, but my little things are black. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
That's very pretty. I love it.
Then we're going to have to find a way to close it because elastic's not going to work very well. So let's find, but I have an idea already.
That was fast.
Oh, well, I've been thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had kind of had it in my head a minute ago.
Oh, see, and I just thought you were brilliant.
Why are you wrong? Oh, have to go. Bye, Sharon.
Bye-bye, Sharon. Thanks for coming to visit us.
A tattoo, a new hairpiece. Okay. Um, Luann, um, I will tell you a good guillotine. It's really nice, but they're really hard to come by. I have a guillotine cutter that was not inexpensive, but and it cuts very nicely. But I will tell you, it does not cut straight, and its measurements are off. So I have to be really careful how I'm cutting when I cut with it. Um, but I've had it for well, probably 42 years. And it still cuts just as pretty when it cuts. It makes a really pretty cut. It's just a little crooked, and you just have to know how to use it. You just have to know how to make it cut straight if you want.
We have one that Darren got when he was working at the church, and it's just, it's nothing special, but it does a great job. It's just heavy, and I have to figure out a place to put it when I want to use it, so I never get it out.
Yeah, I get it out and put it on the dining room table, and that kind of thing. So, okay.
If I was wanting to cut a bunch of cardstock something, then I would get it out, but I rarely ever do that. So,
oh, I'm loving this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
yes, it is very much.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two of these things, and I'll put one in here that's on this side and one on the back on that side, and it'll tie around it.
That sounds perfect.
So it will even look, it'll have the same kind of look as this. So
yeah, that's a great idea.
Now I gotta make 4 more of these things. Should have made more when I was making it. Thank you, Barbara, for using scraps and 2 envelopes. So, but I can't wait to work on this one. I'm going to have fun doodling, black and white doodling on this one.
Yeah, you will. That will be fun.
Yeah. Now this one's going to need some more help on the inside of it because these edges have stuff on them that I think I'm going to put some half circle border on it, and I'm going to put circles down the middle. Yeah, I put the inside pieces on the other one so that it would have two thicknesses in there in the middle. I think this one is almost dry enough to fold up. See how this one is going to be?
Yeah.
I love this. I think it's going to be fun. And like I said, they would be fun to put multiples in a book. Me too, Holly. I have none of those things. Don't want one. Never have, never will. Now, I do have a whole lot of holes in my ears.
I just have 1 hole in each ear.
Well, I have 1 hole in one ear and 4 holes in the other ear.
So I'm about as boring as you can get.
Yeah, they hit the top hole on that last, on my other one ear, and the second ear didn't get done because there was serious crying.
Oh.
The farther up you go on your cartilage, the more it hurt. There's more nerves in it. One of the reasons you can get your ears pierced is because there's not a lot of nerves in there. We got a little too high up. Now, I don't even wear earrings anymore, so.
Yeah, I don't very often. And I've had to re-pierce my
Open
ears
hole.
a couple of times because
Uh-huh. So
take this one out and this one out so I can edge the page.
yes, I was gonna say she's not boring at all. Just being crazy should be enough. Yeah. Three. Karen Sue has 3 holes in each ear, but no tats. So partially because now I happen to think that there is some beautiful art out there, guys. Just gorgeous, just beautiful. That tattoo artists do.
I agree with that.
Some of it is really ugly, but some of it is just beautiful. However, to have a tattoo put on costs a lot of money, and I have other things that are much more important to me than that.
You and me both. Plus,
You know,
there's the pain factor. I don't
yes,
care enough about anything that I would want tattooed onto my body.
yes, that's right. Oh, I
I
was
would
gonna,
rather share the things I care about in other ways.
I was gonna show you guys some pictures because I know although most everybody that's here has been on Facebook. Uh, um, let me get my phone. Linda's not here, and that's not where those are. Okay, let's just, well, why can't I find them? Okay, here it is. All right. Okay, you can't see my car very well, but you can see the truck. Now, this is a big 3/4 ton pickup truck. It's not 4-wheel drive, but those are 20-inch tires. They're not little babies. See how close to coming in the cars it came?
It's very close.
This is after the water went down. It My car has a little tiny lip right underneath the door panel, and it was almost in the car. Jeffrey thought it was. And you see on the Jeep, these are 35-inch
Bring it
tires.
down
This is
a little bit.
oops, I'm sorry. This is
That's okay.
out front. And like I said, that's he's got 33s or 35s. So it was up to the middle of the tire on the
Wow.
Jeep. Oh yeah. It was like a
That's
good
deep water. I
14
thought I had
inches
looked
deep.
at your pictures, but I haven't seen these.
It was a
Or
good
I
14,
didn't see them long enough to realize what I was really looking at.
really looking at. This is the front yard. The truck is in the backyard. We both made we put the vehicles in the backyard to avoid a tree. And then we realized that we should have put those 2 vehicles in beside the camper, because the camper we put, rock and everything been in back over there. And
Yeah.
so the rock got wet, but it wasn't coming up the camper tires very much. Um, it was about 8 inches from coming into the house. We watched it climb up the steps. I mean, you could just watch it coming up. Um, and we are not in a flood zone. We're supposedly not in a flood zone. That's just how much water we got. So this little building back here, it's a little tiny garage. Can't put much in there, but Jeff usually keeps the lawnmower and the generators and stuff. He had moved things out of there, knowing that it floods. It had a foot of water in it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
He was wise.
yeah, he knew. And even our big shed, water came in around the edges. He's gonna have, stuff in the corners that's wet. That book is going to be so much fun, Lisa. All the odds and ends that you had.
I think it will be. I have now finished one thing. Oh,
You mean one page?
yes.
Well,
I
that's all
meant,
right.
yeah, one thing to go in the book.
Well, that's all right. I finished I made one tiny itty bitty notebook.
Well, you've
So,
almost finished
and I've
that
almost
other
finished
journal,
this other
though.
one. Yes. And before we go today, I should have it done.
Okay. I'm going to just stick those back
That
in
was
there.
not good. That one is that one's
No.
got a chomp out of it, so that's not going to work. Okay.
I think I'm just going to fussy cut some of these flowers
Oh, those are pretty. Yep.
and put them down there and just cut out the part so it looks like it's behind, even though it's not really behind.
I think maybe Arlene has come in.
Oh, if she did, I missed her. I'm sorry, Arlene.
Yeah. So, but hello, and we're glad you're here.
And I totally missed her. I don't see her anywhere.
Yeah. The word sagging is doing nothing for Andrea's self-esteem. Oh dear. Well,
Oh,
I
I
was
think somebody said Arlene, but they meant Andrea.
Andrea. Okay, that may have been it. Okay, that will make me feel better that I hadn't
Okay.
missed somebody completely.
Andrea says Arlene isn't here. Holly just doesn't know who I am.
Okay, well there you go.
I bet she got auto corrected or something.
Yeah, that's probably true too. That's a wild and crazy. Okay. Well, apparently my son prefers art you hang on the wall because for his birthday, he turned 30 this year. He had commissioned one of his friends to do a piece of art for him. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of I don't know, kind of sci-fi, kind of, mixed media. Very cool. That I can tell from the picture. So,
Well, I would love to see it if you ever get a chance to.
let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. He has some pretty interesting artist friends. He used to work with a girl that did some really cool art. Can you see it? Is it too?
Oh, that is interesting.
There's a jellyfish over here, and mushrooms growing out of this. He almost looks like he's underwater, like but is wearing glasses. Obviously smoking something. There's mushrooms growing down there. This is. I'm not sure if that's a creature right in there or see it. It looks like a plant, but then it looks like it has the face and hands of a creature.
Yeah.
Okay, and
It's
then
probably open to interpretation.
right, and then those look like pineapples. Right, this right here
Yeah.
kind of almost looks like a stamp of a pineapple. I love the way that this part right here kind of drips down.
Yeah.
There's another pineapple down there.
That is a very interesting piece of art. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how big it is, but I would say it might be, like 12 inches square or so. It may be bigger than that, since that's the only
That's
picture I've got of it.
Hard to tell from a picture.
Yeah. Okay, so now we need some hole punchies. Okay, well, that's a thick one. Oh,
Arlene
I
is the
only
lucky
needed
person. That's true.
two of these things. Okay, guess I got some extras. That's all right. Okay, I need the breads because we want to use the same thing.
Barbara says, I'm trying to think what I what I'd do if I wanted to do something what I would go do if I wanted to go do something interesting. Hmm.
Well, I don't know, but
Right now that is kind of a hard thing to ask. It depends. Is this a just a quick little, afternoon trip, or are you going somewhere, that
yeah.
all makes a difference on how much time you have, how much money you have. Right now, I would love to find a nice, cool lake to go walk beside. I would find that very interesting, but
You miss being in Colorado, don't you?
I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well,
If I
next month.
could afford to live there, you know, if Darren could find a job or whatever, and
Hmm.
I didn't have to, we need to be here for mom, but I would really enjoy living there, even if I was snowed in quite often, because I'm happy to be in.
Well, we would like to go to the mountains to live, but it's gonna be a while.
Every time I see Kathy Whitney's pictures, I go, oh.
Yeah, me too. It's just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm perfectly happy where I'm at. I've never had the itch to move to the big city or any of those things.
Um, I can definitely avoid the big city. That they it makes that's no excitement to me.
There are some places I wouldn't mind going for a trip just to see. Like, I would like to go see the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I would like to go see the Smithsonian, but that would just be a trip and then come back home to my nice little town.
Well, and the Smithsonian, the thing about the Smithsonian is that you got to plan on. Um, oh, that's not going to work.
Like a week.
Yeah, because there's more than one building.
Yeah.
When
So
you
you
get
either
there,
have to choose or you have to spend a lot of time there.
yeah, we spent several days in DC when Jeff was going to school there for something he was going to for school for work. Um, back in the day when he worked for the federal government, and we, we did the Natural History Museum, and that took a whole day in itself. And then we didn't even see all of the museums. Now, if you do ever go to the Smithsonian, near the Smithsonian, and within very short drive, there is the aquarium in Baltimore. Is that where it's at? The National Aquarium, which is really gorgeous, and there's also a coding museum near there that's on federal property. Um, that's worth a day. So there's a lot. Used to be when we traveled, we did museums a lot. Brandon was very interested in museums, so it was not hard to take a kid someplace and and have fun because he loves museums.
Yeah, my kids
At
do
the,
too.
at the Natural History Museum, he got to hold a gigantic cockroach about this big.
Oh, good for him.
He thought it was fun. Um, he really didn't want to hold the tarantula. He was fine with the cockroach. So,
I'd be just fine with neither one of them.
mhm. Now, if you're interested, the Air and Space Museum there is also part of the Smithsonian. It's beautiful, but we didn't spend much time there because we've been to Air and Space Museums a lot because of um, living here.
Yeah.
Pensacola has a huge Air and Space Museum. We've lived in Alabama with the big space center and that kind of thing. So we went in, but we didn't spend very much time.
When Ethan was 13, Mom wanted to take him on a trip, and my sister lived in Virginia, and he's always wanted to see the Smithsonian. So they went, and I can't remember. They just went 2 or 3 days, so they only got to see 2 or 3 of the museums. I know he saw the Natural History Museum and he saw the Air and Space Museum, and the Air and Space Museum was his by far his favorite. Um, but I don't remember what the other one was that they went to see. It was on. I think it was on a ship. It wasn't part of the Smithsonian. It was on a ship
Hmm.
somewhere. On a ship somewhere.
Okay. Oh, Janet must be going. Okay, bye, hon.
Bye,
So glad
Janet.
you come. All right.
Oh, that'll work out okay. It kind of goes over this one a little bit. This one opens here, so it won't
Uh-huh.
interfere, hopefully.
We're pushing, getting ready to go.
Yeah, we are. I was just noticing that.
I'm going to finish this. Oh, yeah. Okay. So. Okay, I want you to know that I even used scraps of cord.
Good for you.
So, now the paper in the middle wasn't scraps, but okay, so now this has a really long cord so that as this thing gets really too fat to close, she can just close it.
That's marvelous.
She could cut it off if she wants, but isn't that cool? I really like how it came out.
It is. I love it. Thank you very much. Need to sign it.
Oh, okay, I will do that. Let's see, where will we sign it? We need to sign it someplace sneaky. I have an ink pen. And today's date is 9/22, 2020. There, see, it's signed, but it's signed in a sneaky spot.
All righty.
And she could probably take this back here and twist it around back there too. Oh, that's cute. I like that. It kind of. Uh-huh. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's cute. Yep.
I am a lucky girl, aren't I, Andrea? I'm a lucky girl.
I like the little pockets of lace too. It
I do
wasn't
too.
what I just didn't really, I did not like how the glue got on the inside. Um,
Well, I'm glad it did, so you would put those lace pockets on there because I think they're
mhm.
beautiful.
So, I really like this closure too. I'm liking this closure a lot. That's fun. So I did that, and then I did this, and I love this. I really love the weight of the wallpaper being used that way, and then putting the two layers. And a lot of this was magazine clippings and little pieces of painty paper. That right there is a pictures of beets. I cut up a
That,
picture of beets.
that's pretty.
Yeah.
The way you doodled on them, they don't look like beets anymore.
No, they don't. They don't look like beets at all anymore. So I finished two things. Ta-da!
You did good.
Thursday I'll put paper in this one. It's still a little damp from where I because it's so wet here. Um, but I really like how this came out. And see, I didn't glue this down the same way. I put the pieces on my scrap thing and glued them so the glue didn't end up everywhere. And I'll put because I really like how that came out too. So there's that. But then this is the one I'm gonna trim so I can doodle on it when we get ready. So are you gonna show what you finished up?
Well, I
Bye,
showed y'all that
Donna.
page that I did, and that's. I mean, I could show it again, but that's all I've done except for cut out these flowers to
Andrea,
go.
I said beets with a B like boy. They were pictures of beets. Mhm.
Beets.
Yes, the things you eat, which I don't like. I just have not learned to eat them.
Well, my mom
Uh,
used to pickle them,
well, and
and
I
I
don't know that
could eat them that way, but I don't. They're not a preferred food.
I don't know that I have ever had them pickled. Now, I've had those big giant white radishes. I don't like radishes either, but we were in a Korean restaurant, and the mama, the owner, um, makes all of their little side dishes that they serve, or makes a lot of them, and they're different every time you go in. And twice when we were in there with Brandon, because it was one of his favorite places to eat, um, she brought out these white radishes that she had pickled, and they were just phenomenal. Of course, she also brought out little dried up fish and all that kind of thing. There's usually 6 or 7 sides that they deliver to the table, and they're always different. And she just loved Brandon because Brandon ate everything. The sides would all disappear, and most people would leave them 90% of it on the table, and Brandon ate them all. And so we would always get extras because because my kid ate them. Um, so they would come in and give him more. And those pickled radishes were really good. So I did order some radish seeds because I thought I might try those. Now,
Hi,
seeing that
Joan.
cool, this is going to be really cool. Hi, Joan.
Yeah, I think
But
that's going to be really cool too. I like
yeah,
it.
I, so I'll work on this one and I'll work on the other one. I may work on um, doodling on this one tonight, maybe a little. Because this is going to take a long time to go around and put the black lines on it.
Yes, it will. That's.
Hmm. But see
I was
now,
just thinking I need to get mine out and do that to it. The one that I made that I showed you, that I made to take on the trip, and then I never used the trip for Ethan's
Mm-hmm.
graduation trip.
Yep. So you about to finish that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not going to get any of these glued down because I got to ink them and then glue them down. But at least I'll have these all cut out, so I'll be ready to. I may do it later. I may go ahead and
Get them glued. Well, Barbara, we used to here in Pensacola. They used to have what do you call that? Music on the beach every Tuesday. The and they used to have music in the park. I think on Thursdays. Well, the music on the beach and all of that stuff's got canceled this year, but a lot of things are going to be canceled now because the barge took out. If you guys haven't seen the news, 3 barges broke loose during the hurricane, and one of them took out most of a brand new bridge between here and Gulf Breeze. So people are
well, I
having.
heard about the bridge, but I didn't know what it was that took out the bridge.
They were construction barges, and apparently 3 of them broke loose because one of them managed to go under the bridge and get clear around to Garcon Point, and they were afraid that it had hit the Garcon Point bridge, and so they had to have it closed. The day after the storm, I-10 runs on the north side of Pensacola, and there were tractor trailers dumped over from the wind, and then there's another bridge that goes over water on I-10 that these barges they were afraid had hit that bridge. There's the Garcon Point Bridge. It's not I-10, but it's another bridge that goes out to the island besides the Pensacola Bridge. Anyways, I-10 was closed both directions, and the bridges were all closed because they didn't know what had been hit where, and they had to test them and be sure of it. But the brand new bridge between Pensacola and Gulf Breeze, which is it's a barrier island out there. There's this, we have layers of what was probably sandbars but they're gigantic, because people live there. But there's bays in between them, and it actually busted the bridge. I think they've got 1 lane open right now, and you have to drive 5 miles an hour to
Oh
get
my
back and
goodness.
forth. Yeah, so. But it's 5 o'clock, hon. So I need
All
to
right.
go, guys. I'm waiting for her to get all done so she can show it to you because it's so pretty.
Well, it's not done, but we can go ahead and go. I'm just gonna
Okay.
ink them up and then glue them down, but this is what it'll
Okay.
look like.
Are you going to glue that pansy down upside down?
I might because it fits well that way.
Okay.
Um, I I had it like this first.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I liked it that way better.
Well, then put it that way.
We'll just let it be turned.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna ink these and glue them down, but we'll go ahead and get off before I
Okay.
do that. So
All right, guys.
love you all.
Love,
Thanks for
love you
coming and
all.
playing.
We'll see you
See you
Thursday
Thursday,
here on Lisa's channel, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Bye bye.